Okay, so picture this. You've just set up your very first Stitch connector.
Hmm.
Data's flowing. Those dashboards are lighting up. Uh, it feels like a win, doesn't it?
It definitely does. That initial setup can feel great.
But here's the thing, and it's kind of a hidden truth. That first win, it can turn into a costly mess pretty quickly if you don't move beyond just using Stitch.
Really mastering it.
Exactly. It's that gap between smooth insights and, broken workflows or budgets just getting blown up.
Yeah, it's a really interesting paradox. Stitch data, it's part of Talon and Cook now, right?
Right.
It built its whole reputation on being super simple, really reliable for pulling data from like common sauce tools into cloud warehouses.
Yeah, that simplicity is its superpower.
Totally.
Yeah.
But it's also kind of deceptive because once those pipelines grow, once your business really relies on that data for making big decisions,
Then simple isn't enough anymore.
not at all. That's exactly when you need that deeper technical know-how, operational expertise. Doesn't matter if you're hiring or if you're the engineer doing the work.
Okay, so that's our mission for this deep dive then. We're going to unpack what it takes. What are those essential skills that lift you from just basic setup to building ELT pipelines that are scalable, reliable, actually trustworthy?
Well, it really starts with understanding what you're clicking on.
Yeah.
And maybe more importantly, why.
Okay.
Like core skills mean knowing how to set up connectors securely. That's table stakes.
Mm.
But also managing sync frequency the right way.
Not just syncing everything all the time.
Exactly. So selecting only the data you actually need,
Yeah.
avoiding that bloat,
Yeah.
and picking the right replication method.
And bloat isn't just disk space, is it?
Oh, absolutely not. It's
Yeah.
like this silent tax. It slows down everything else downstream,
Yeah.
makes insights slower, jacks up your warehouse costs, often before you even notice.
Wow. And the replication method.
That's critical too. It's not just a tech choice. It's the difference between having data you can trust in near real time versus, data that's stale and costing you way too much to refresh.
Okay, so it's that deep understanding that transforms raw data into something actually useful, reliable insights.
Right.
And you mentioned sort of the under the hood stuff. Where does the mastery really show itself there? What's often overlooked?
Yeah, under the hood, you absolutely need to get how Stitch actually loads the data into your warehouse.
How it physically puts it there.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Like how its special metadata columns work, the ones Stitch adds itself.
Okay.
How it handles schema changes when the source data structure shifts.
Yeah.
And crucially, how all of that impacts your downstream tools, like DBT, for example, for modeling.
Can you give an example, like one of those metadata columns?
Sure. Take Stitch's deleted at column. It's kind of hidden.
Right.
If you don't understand it, you can end up with deleted records suddenly reappearing in your reports. Yeah. Phantom data.
Oh, wow.
Or worse, you mess up historical analysis in your DBT models because you didn't account for it properly. It's about knowing the data's journey, not just seeing it arrive.
That's a perfect example. Moving beyond just seeing it to understanding its journey. Okay, let's talk troubleshooting. This is where theory hits reality, right? Sometimes painfully.
Definitely.
What's the biggest mistake people make when diagnosing Stitch issues? What does like a real pro do differently?
I think the biggest misconception is waiting for something to break, waiting for the red alert.
Reactive mode.
Exactly. A real pro, someone who's mastered this, they're more like a data detective, proactive.
Okay, how so?
They're checking logs before there's an obvious problem, looking for patterns. They understand API rate limits so they can kind of predict issues.
Ah, seen it coming.
Yeah. And they validate the data that lands in the warehouse using SQL. They know one missing row could totally skew a critical report.
Right.
They figure out issues fast, and they know when and how to communicate clearly if they need to escalate it. We've all heard stories, right? Someone just sinks everything blindly. Then they get hit with a bill that's just eye-watering.
Definitely. Usually a sign they haven't quite mastered those replication methods, like you said.
It's a classic sign, yeah.
So it's moving from reactive fixes to proactive health, like preventative care for your data pipelines.
That's a great way to put it, preventative medicine.
And watching that pipeline health, that seems like a core part of ongoing success for a skilled Stitch user.
Absolutely essential. An expert isn't just setting a sync frequency once. They're strategically balancing how fresh the data needs to be against the compute cost.
Because it's not always a simple trade-off.
No, it's often nonlinear. They understand the impact of every minute gained or lost, especially considering who needs the data downstream their SLAs.
Right.
They build monitoring dashboards, use metrics to tweak syncs, and validate that loaded data before analysts even touch it. It's all about building a system you can genuinely trust.
So let's pull this together. Thinking about real-world roles, what does this Stitch mastery actually mean for data professionals on the ground and for the leaders managing them?
Okay, so if you're a data pro and engineer,
Mm-hmm.
an analyst mastering Stitch isn't just knowing the interface, the clicks.
Yeah.
No, it's about owning that whole end-to-end data flow, being able to secure connectors, manage data volumes smartly, catch those sneaky, skeevy changes, and validate data quality.
Yeah.
That doesn't just keep things running. It fundamentally builds trust in your entire data platform.
And trust is everything.
Everything. And frankly, it drives your opportunities, your career growth.
And for the data leaders.
The managers. For them, these skills, they should be non-negotiable when hiring or training.
Why is that?
Because teams that lack this Stitch fluency, they risk really costly sync errors, budgets exploding from runaway row counts, maybe even major security oversights. Wasted time.
All things leaders hate.
Exactly. So training your team or hiring folks who are to get these fundamentals, that's how you ensure your ELT investment actually pays off, gives you ROI.
Makes sense.
The most reliable pipelines aren't just set up well initially, they're managed well by people who truly get how Stitch fits into the bigger analytics picture.
So, bottom line, whether you're just tweaking some synced settings or you're scaling up a whole analytics platform, mastering these core Stitch skills, it's absolutely foundational.
Yeah, it really is. And maybe something to think about is how even these powerful tools that seem so simple on the surface like Stitch, they still need deep human expertise, thoughtful management. That's what really unlocks their potential and, crucially, ensures the integrity of the data that modern businesses run on. It's, it's not just the software, it's the skilled people behind it.
That's a great point to end on. It's the combination. If you want to dive deeper into this, you should definitely check out the full article. It's called From Setup to Scale, the Stitch ELT skills that power high-impact data teams.
Good read.
Yeah, you can find it and lots of other great stuff over at the Insight Edge.
Yeah.
Especially helpful if you're looking to hire this kind of talent or maybe become that talent yourself.
Definitely worth checking out.
All right, until next time, stay curious, stay sharp, and keep your data pipelines stitched for success.